Hey guys, Toaster back. I've got an Ace Tanker for you today. We are in the T110E3 today, and we are in a Tier 10, Tier 9 match, which is always nice for the E3. So, I'm kind of looking around to see where everybody's going. Obviously, the beach is a magnet for people that don't know how really the strategic locations on this map. So, we're watching to see how many guys go beach, and we're going to just try and set up in a position to support our heavies. So in the E3, it's slow. Obviously, you do not want to get flanked. So kind of playing in a position that's kind of close to help out is always nice. But you do not want to be too close. So, within 100 meters is probably getting a little bit too close. But we do see that this M103 has fired. And so we're going to go ahead and put a shot into them. Of course, we got 750 alpha, and we're using standard rounds right now. One thing you'll notice is that there are 3 artilleries, and for whatever reason, they kind of leave me alone. Now, we've got a mouse here, and apparently he's doing a pretty good job of side scraping because they don't seem to pin him very easily. And we're just looking around kind of to look at the map, see what's going on, and just get into a position that we cannot get penetrated here, right? So it's slow gameplay, but we've noticed at least 3 guys on the enemy team are on the beach, and we've got 4 guys on the beach. So not terrible odds here. The one thing is our mouse, I think, could get overrun. And so I'm waiting to see if, and I notice that Panzer 7 fires, right? And so we're just popping out here because I think I can get a shot, and that's exactly where you pen that Panzer 7. Now, I've loaded gold rounds, and the reason I loaded gold rounds is because the Panzer 7 is somewhat problematic unless you get his bulb. For these rounds, I don't really need gold rounds. So fortunately, our artillery is kind of helping us out. It's currently 1-4, and I don't know why this Panzer 7 keeps side scraping me, but we're able to put out 2,800 damage there. And I'm looking for the weak spot on the 705A, which is that turret ring. And we're close to getting the turret ring, and I just don't get the shot. I decide not to take it. So at this point, there's a 2684, and actually in the E3, I kind of like those. Well, maybe we do take some arty. I forgot a little bit. It's been a little while. So anytime that 2684 is pointed downhill, his upper hull armor is not very strong, and so we're able to take advantage of that. And we're trying to get a shot on. We're taking our time because you want to take your time against those 2684s and make sure you get a good shot off. So I'm pretty sure that I can just bully this 705. Especially with gold rounds, and that's what we're going to do. We light him on fire, and we're trying to kind of make sure that we don't pull out in front of a bunch of tank destroyers. So we're able to put one more shot, and we're going back to standard rounds at this point. It is now 7-7, and it looks like the enemy has kind of won the beach, but we're up to 6,200 damage and 3 kills. It racks up really quick as long as you can stay alive. So the Conqueror is up on that hill, which is kind of a bad idea with us having won this lower shelf, because I can just pre-aim him, and we're able to put in a nice snapshot into him for another 700 damage. And another 300 assists, so that takes us up to about 7,500 combined. This tank, the games that I play in it that we actually do well in make it look easy, but it is not an easy tank to play, I don't think. We're just hoping this E4 backs up, and he does, and we're able to hit the same engine deck that I've got, which is extremely weak. A very weak engine deck. So artillery obviously is taking a serious liking to me, but I do have a spalt liner on this, so as long as I'm face forward, it's highly unlikely that they will do much damage to me. I mean, they've done some. But he killed our loader, which is fairly unusual. And we're just going to pull out. Hopefully this T95 is going to go kind of give us a shot, because he's out in the open. He's going after our Artie. And I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of Artie. You guys know that, but this is pretty hilarious. The way this Artie sits. We're able to put a nice juicy shot into him, and I think that's about the last shot that we end up getting. So let's go ahead and fast forward this a little bit, because I don't think a whole lot else happens. We're just trying to get into a position where we can do something, but unfortunately it's kind of tough in the E3 because you don't have really great gun depression, and I'm just trying to find a location. So the T95 uses HE on me, which is pretty funny. And like I said, I don't think we end up getting any more damage here. I'm not sure why that mouse went in the way he did, but nevertheless, we end up capping out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the after action report on this. Okay, here we are at the after action report. We did get an Ace Tanker, we got a steel wall, and we got a high caliber 4 bonds, which is always nice. This was during the Christmas event, so we ended up with some credits as well, I think. 7,869 damage, 4 kills, top of the team, and experience for 1235. And we ended up making credits, even though we fired a bunch of premium rounds, and that's partially because we fired 13 shots and 11 penned. That's one of the other issues with this thing, is that for whatever reason, it does not always pen. It does not hit where you want it to hit. So that's why you need to be semi-close in it. So 3,700 XP because we had it was on a 2 times, which, you know, it's a good crew experience, but it's kind of a different tank, and we did block 4,000. So appreciate you guys watching. I do have a couple of viewer replays. I'm going to take a look at those next and make sure that I can record them, and we'll get those in and scheduled for this week. Hope to catch you next time. Tonester out.